has pushed that too far, but that's 3 instances now in the opening 4 minutes where Orlando Pirates have been able to slip in a ball with some ease.
And that is, of course, the biggest challenge for any team. If you give too much space, the last place you want.
Ndaba gets it back. Oof. Well, came off the boot of Mokwane, but straight back to Ricardo Goss.
Police rolls it to Ndaba, who cuts it back. Unfortunately, maybe
Apollos. And still Apollos drives it with the left foot. Goss makes the save.
Pirates are cutting them into pieces in the middle. They're making more forward movements. Obviously, the high press is working in their favor. Police did well to win the ball back. Is a little bit too much to the intended recipient. So far, the passes are being squeezed through, but I think it's the pace of the ball that seems to be a bit of a problem for the front runners to get to.
There's Mufokeng now looking for Butuma. Ndaba. And behind, perhaps the safe option in that particular instance from Neurapo. Really well here. Mbata. It's still Talent Mbata. Measures the ball in. Scraped away by Nico Mobia, who's playing.
Seems to be the more likely one for him to now get used to.
Sewelele getting ahead of Rapo. That's a delightful little touch from Yelena Butuma. Then Ricardo Goss has to react in a split second to keep it out.
That's where you want to see
intercepts. Mbata pulling the trigger from range, and it's just wide of the mark. 7 goals from outside the box in the Betway Premiership this season for Pirates, which is the most in the division.
Fantastic player, presence of mind to see when the opportunity is available. Goss nearly gets caught here, a little bit off his line, and yes.
And Apollos. Sewelele strikes it. Goss with another stop.
Sometimes you wonder how he makes it into the national team, but if you see the kind of engagement that he comes up with.
Mufokeng with the delivery in, and it's a good one. And Ricardo Goss, another great save. And then it's turned wide from close range on the follow-up.
You have to appreciate that, Goss. I know I've said quite a few good things about him already, but to react from that, remember, Makaulis just flashed in front of him.
And the Pirates here at their home ground in the league this season, as Ohizu gets on it. And then it squirts out for Sipho Chain to claim.
And now what happens there? That is their conduct, just behind Ohizu. He somehow is put off, I think, behind him, whether just how much was there.
The winner against TS Galaxy at the end of February, 1-0 victory there as Pulo breaks the deadlock against his former side. Who saw that coming? Well, Sewelele have gone almost the opening half an hour without so much as mustering a shot, and when they do, it flies into the back of the net.
Whatever he did to bring it into his stronger foot, and it opened up in front of him, and he sliced it so beautifully down into that left upright to beat China, and obviously into the number 10 position.
Butuma upended by Putsane.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at the chase back. He's more of an offensive player, but when given the opportunity to chase back, this is why he's done and has been able to stop the attack from Butuma.
By the way, first time he's ever contributed a goal against Orlando. In from Apollos. Butuma attacks it. Ricardo Goss had to get something on that. It was destined to loop under the crossbar.
I think initially he caught between two minds whether he was going to leap and catch it, but realized.
Ndaba, Mufokeng, Apollos measures it over the top.
Jesus, goalkeeper in this up, this Scots. I like the presence of mind once again to say, look, you know, goalkeepers sometimes they dive for everything, even balls that they shouldn't. So use your feet when you can. And that's exactly, it's a cut back and
gets a chance here. And he scuffed that effort. Shows his disappointment.
I'm not sure if it was his intention to play it into the near post. Normally when you have coming into
Patani needs to be careful. Mbata! Stopped by Goss again and then thrashed across goal by Moremi. Perhaps not anticipating it was Osman Apollos who might have been able to fling himself towards that. Mbata feeding Moremi. Equalizer for Orlando Pirates. Well, in this title race, they know that dropping points cannot happen, and they are back on terms.
the lack of press. Look at the time Butter had on the ball before he slapped.
Oh, Goss has allowed Pirates to take the ball away here. Oh. And he makes amends with a terrific reflex stop to deny Mufokeng. Due to the two replacements here. Dion Hotto and Evanes Machopa coming on for Ndaba and Butuma respectively. Apollos now. Moremi. Evanes Machopa. Well, latch on to the first time pass from Moremi. Machopa blasts it wide.
Didn't have another option. I think Apollos was running behind pretty much wide open in the most central. A cut back could have done the trick, but I guess he felt his angle was decent enough for him to take on the goalkeeper. Look at Apollos chasing from
Coach Wadu expecting the man he introduced off the bench to have done a little better in that particular instance. A little while to play that pass, almost caught out to Sipumbule, now standing by. Oh, Goss is closed down quickly here. Moremi! This time he's denied him.
Yeah, Goss' concern there is you passed me at the wrong time. I was under a bit of pressure. You got to be able to size the situation and see and make sure is it safe enough.
So Sipumbule making his way on. Dion Hotto. Oh, it's a good ball in, met by Evanes Machopa. There's Dion Hotto's ball in. It's another delightful free kick. And again, it's Evanes Machopa who has squandered the opportunity. Masangani, who scored that late